Hey, Metal here. Today I will be continuing the sector Mechanicus structures and applying the gold details. Last video I done all the gunmetal details. Now I will be applying the gold. Shiny, shiny gold. To get my phone on my rig without turning the video off. There we go. There's a technique to that. Focus. There we go. So we'll do the smaller bits first. I'm using a standard brush, nothing special. Move the palette in. Do this lift chains first. So lovely colour gold this, look at that. Actually comes out quite bronzed once it's completed, and sometimes it requires multiple coats, but not always. Lots to do on gold, as much as the gunmetal. Maybe slightly less actually without the rims on the boiler, which were huge, huge. Quite large, that boiler, bigger than I thought. Suppose they are buildings though. Very cool buildings. Try not to spill too much of this off the edge, even though I'll be applying a wash, it can show through, so, because it's a very, very strong colour gold. Just get some of the edges, don't have to be too perfect. If you are looking for a more perfect job, just use a fine detail brush instead. Well, it will probably take you twice as long. All these metals are actually way too bright. They might look nice, but they will look nicer once they're burnished and aged into the structure itself. Large cogwheel things. They're having the gold treatment. Those are their pivots that they're on. Wipe that in my jumper. Done that already, gotta wash that. Although this is water soluble paint, it's not like emulsion or anything, it does come off. Besides, I like this jumper. Don't want to wreck it too early in its life. Already covered in paint and stuff. Metal. Not this metal, the different kind of metal from my usual work. Okay. Coming along nicely. concentrating a bit on that. Small amounts of gold are only needed on the brush, but it does need recharging quite often as the gold gets thin quick with this sort of paint. So only this large symbol thing with the servo skull and the not T letter. I suppose it's a steampunk sort of affair. All crane and lift and chains and metal this, there won't be no cabling on it, apart from these two little ones there. But compared to the arch, or the boiler, it'll be practically none. 2 wires, there'll be dozens on that thing. Which I will do in the final stage, which will be applying the washes. And doing all the cabling also. My voice is a bit crunchy today, that's because I've been lump hammering metal all day. And my voice is a little bit raw. Sorry about that. So that's coming along quite nice. Put that aside. Next, the Ducted Fan Bulkhead. Not too much to that, I'm just doing the engine for the fan itself. And these gauges, as well as a symbol on the front. A little cable in there that can be goldified. There's even painting that in a colour like red, you probably wouldn't see it inside. Well, they're very subtle anyway. Tend to only paint cables if they're prominent, as in you'll see them quite easily. That's not prominent, I can barely even see it. It's smooshed into the fan's workings. Water with this, you can absorb some of that. Very nice. So, oh, I've got some splats on my hand there. Get them off. Right, stick to that. Gauges. This is layering, obviously. I'm not dry brushing, this is actual painting here. So brush it on very carefully. That was narrow. On that edge. Here. Sorry about that. Okay, that's the gauges on the bulkhead and the engine done. Focus. There we go. Next I'll be doing this symbol here and this radiator thing, which won't take long. Top parts need a little bit extra there. The radiator actually continues around the back, so I'll have to do that. around this metal. I have to, otherwise it won't be quite uniform. No issue though. Good, good. Radiator done. Not that symbol, which says F7. Assume it's some sort of identification plate for the bulkhead. It's just one of them defensive bulkheads for deflecting enemy fire and such. Since these components are generally in battlefields of the future. So, bit of floof. And do that rivet there in the middle also. Focus. There we go. Support arch next, and then onto the boiler. Bit of spillage there. Get rid of that. This is actually the arch that I mistakenly put a wrong colour of brown on, but I did rescue it, and it looks quite good. So, no issues there, as suspected. Gauges. Nice brassy gauges, golden brass. But rabbits hopping around, so join in again. Don't push the camera thing over, nudging it. Okay, it's coming along nicely. Big boiler here now. On the side. Pipe also. Still got that massive boiler to go. Which will use probably the most gold paint. Bit messy on the side there. Far too much on there. Does come off though, it's quite thin paint. Stop giving me Bernie. She's distracting me trying to get my foot. House bunny. It keeps getting me. Through the end of the video. Should be adequate time. Sometimes these do require multiple layers if it comes out quite thin. More ducts, lots and lots of these ducts and exhausts and fans on these structures. It's actually called a galvanic magnavent, which I assume is some sort of magnetic thingy exhaust. Future alternate power source, no doubt. Silly name though. But I guess they had to name it something. Okay, boiler and fan duct things done. Inside of that cable, which was painted gold at the start of this arch. Lots of bits flicking on the corners there, I have to clean them all off. There you go. Nice and clean. Tiny bit more gold on there if we can get it in there. Yep, very nice. Keeps happening there on this corner. The washes will hide many mistakes though, if there are any. And spillages, lots of cables going down here. I'm definitely going to have to paint them. Paint this white in bezel. Paint some colour inside of that light also. When I do the cablings. Spillages. And a bit of bunny fur. Clean. Right. Next we'll be doing this symbol and some of these gauges, that little thing there. Lots of spillage there, which I'm going to clean up. Clean. Next I'm doing these bits on that side. It goes a long way, this sort of thick gold paint. A tank there. Looks like some sort of safety thingy. It's built in the middle of the pipe works. Sort of out of place. Maybe some sort of safety filter coupling thing. Well, that's what I would make it as anyway. Ooh, paint pot on its side. Don't imagine the boiler taking more than 10 minutes, hopefully. We'll do a bit more on that. Skull. These valves, what are they called, valves? Wheel things? Not sure what they're called. Flanges, something like that. Sure there's a naval term for those steering wheels. Engineering things. But I'm no Navy man. Very nice. This is coming up quite nicely. Quite tricky one there though. All good. Okay, spillages on here, corners, don't like that. Comes out quite easily though. That's why there is much thick paint upon this. Anyway, gold done on that side. But I was going to do these and that thing. Quite large, that central duct. Not too difficult to paint due to its tasty size. I'll pipe in along the edges though. A little bit of extra attention needed. As I said in my last video, I'm doing my last metal pour of the year. So I'll be pouring some loaf ingots, aluminium alloys. Check it out if you're into metal pourers. Metal bullion. Too much left to go on this port column arch. Still got to do all the wiring, but I'll do that in the final stage, just before I apply all the washes. As the wiring will probably only take me 10 minutes to do on all of the things. Most people just paint these entire structures in a metal colour and wash them. Although that does produce a nice effect, you miss out lots and lots of details. An opportunity for unique looks. So I try to get quite a lot of the details painted, even if it's to a standard degree. That's that side nearly done. I'm just going to do that pipe and that there. Flange by there too. It's going to gold. Okay, done. And that filter thing. Okay, I'm happy with that. Looks very cool at the moment. Hope you agree. Oop, crap. Onto the large boiler now. Try and get this done in the next 10-15 minutes. Quickly. Quite a lot of paint on this. A lot of gold components on this, there will be. So just paint fast. try not to mess up and make too many mistakes like that, which will cost me time. Painting for hours now. As soon as I stopped this video, which I'm filming right now, I'd done another video before that, and I was doing stuff before that too, more painting related stuff. But I've been painting a very long time. And my back hurts. Painting. As in, it's painful. Okay, I come along quick. Good. Losing bristles off this brush. It's been used a lot. Very slight overspills on the edges and crevices will be hidden by the washes I will apply at the final stage. So no worries about that. All these painting videos will be posted at once anyway with Sector Mechanicus stuff. Check the links in the description for other parts. Part 1, 2 and 3 and 4. Bristle. Using them rapid all of a sudden. Clean up someone all over that edge. Gone. And some on that edge. That would show quite prominently. I'll do the other side now. Not near enough paint on that. May or may not paint some of these lower pipes on the side colours when I do the washes. Make the most of my painting videos. I'm not sure how long this painting streak will last before I go back to pouring metal and stripping e-waste. Okay. Don't think I'll get this done in the next 10 minutes, but I will try. I will run out of phone memory once my phone hits, my video time hits 40 minutes. Or I will attempt to hustle it on. Stuff like that massive boiler part on the back. It's actually the smaller half. Thinking on it. Get rid of some of my pink flecks. That symbol there says XF for at least it's readable. Big splash of gold there, out of place. Okay, that looks pretty cool, hope you agree. Let's go on to the other side now. Still got to do these pipings on the sides. That boiler is quite big on the side, as I mentioned. Probably going to require a couple of coats also. Big central pipe. Lots of messy spillages there. I'm trying to paint fast though. I've been painting for many hours. Okay. The vents also. Probably won't get this finished in the next 5 minutes. But check my Dakka, my Instagram and Twitter, and the next video in order to see where I am, as I will be finishing these up soon. And they will be very cool once done. Spillages. It's been a bit longer than I expected, this boiler. So I'll see you in the next video when this cuts off. In the next couple of minutes. We'll continue painting until then. Looking very nice and golden, that. Is it not? Looks very cool. Just doing the pipes. Brush has seen better days. I'll have to switch it out soon for a better brush. Next video, better brush. This one is now going to be a dry brush, as it's on its way out. Details so far. Hope you like it. Should look awesome when it's fully painted and fully assembled. Showcase it all in a cool fashion. Links to the other videos and other parts in the description of this video. Pretty much happy with that side, a little bit more of the pipes at the top. Okay.